Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 to another episode of Gary Grigsby's War in the East. This is the Road to Leningrad scenario that I'm using to learn because I'm hoping, planning on playing the big grand campaign, as we can sort of see the map there at some point, and I hope you will want to watch it as well. Okay, now looking at the stuff before I started the episode, we now have Finland at war. So let's see what we can do. We want to keep them, so we'll try to cut off their railway capabilities. Well, yeah. No, Rick, I just stopped and started the Twitch, or the stream with the new game. So it wasn't being kicked, just I stopped and started it. Part of you may be buffering, I don't know. Okay, let's use some air operations here. Not really much to hit, I guess. Out of range, okay. Well, aircraft unavailable out of range. Okay, well then never mind that. Back to this. Okay, they were crushed. Good. And they surrendered. Good. Oh, well, I think some of the news channels in America have just gone completely off the rails. You know, maybe you and other countries wouldn't know this, but Stormy Daniels this, Stormy Daniels that. Like, really, this is really what's important? And other kinds of really sorts of, in my opinion, BS. News stuff just going on. How far can you get? Okay, well, you can get to there. That's good. Don't know if there's more that we want to. We are pushing down from the north. They are evaporating. Okay, getting a lot of supply and fuel, good. Okay, we also have up here, looks like more. At least now we're pushing from the north. We also have the little sort of garrison out here. Let's see if we can. Now, the fort they held. Okay, so we need to call down. A bit more. We'll attack them again next turn. Okay, and now coming out over here. Now they have a little bit way out here, but that looks like it's off map. Oh, interesting. Okay, well. Now we need to try to flank around this, I think. So. Get on the other side of that river. I'm going to pick up this for a heavy hit there. And good, routed. They got pushed back. But now what I want to do is, what I think I want to do, just that. Trying to trap these other guys here. And now they're pocketed, so I'm hoping that if we hit these guys here. Okay, they retreated just to there, good. Okay, good. Hopefully overkill, and they're routed, and I don't know if they escaped or not, but as Dan sort of taught me, got to keep the headquarters up near the units in which they are commanding. Supply is an issue in the game. I don't know all of the effects as well as I do for Hearts of Iron 4, but supply is very much an issue in the game. Yeah. We'll want to grab that. see we are trying to cut them off there, but I also want to see if I can keep pushing here. Get these two. Can you see up here in the corner? Those are the two that are selected, and we are doing prepared attack. Hopefully, like we did, route them. And these guys will retreat even further. Yeah, we'll do with. Now let's just grab this one division. Sort of counterintuitive. You select the one you don't want. To me, that's counterintuitive. I would select. Yeah. Likely on that. Let's see if we can do a prepared attack. Yeah, cross the river there. Just want to make sure I get across that river, stream, whatever. But it's still good odds. And they can't advance. Okay. At least not into there. Putting them that's Totenkopf, I believe. Yeah, Totenkopf. Pushing up there. Yes, Dan is right. It's I want to say that because part of what I'm doing here is not to sell you a game, but to show you what the game is and make you determine whether you like it. This is a very detailed game. It is not for everybody. If you like, it's turn-based as opposed to real-time. I think if you want to say play a grand scenario, basically a campaign, but a grand scenario of, like, you look down the mini-map down in the corner here, of the Eastern Front, Barbarossa and the Greater Thing, or a more modest scenario of the historical base, this is probably just about the best way to do it in a turn-based game. If you want a more dynamic, what if? Well, what if you built just Panzer IVs and didn't build Tigers or Panthers, and you just mass-produce Panzer IV? You want to do the what ifs, you know, that are a bit more out there. Better to go with Hearts of Iron. So, yes, and like Dan's saying, it can be hours per turn, can be. This, for this scenario, isn't. But if you are, you know, playing a big grand overall campaign on it, it can be quite time consuming. And as Dan says, it's expensive, but if you look for it on sale, you can normally find a reasonably good price on some of these, because they do go on sale. And they get considerably cheaper than when they are. Okay, no, they can't attack anymore. Now here, well, since we're going across the river, we're gonna, oh, no, can't quite do that. So we'll just attack and see if we can, no, they help. We had slightly better odds, as you can see here. Because we weren't attacking across the river, we did much better there. And yeah, let's squeeze. Now here, we're facing a defensive value of 15. So we're going to do those and 2 panzers, the 1st and the 8th Panzer Division, and try to munch them. Well, we did good there. Now here we don't have nearly the problem, so they just get blasted out. Now I'm choosing not to advance. Don't know if... No, this I may, because we're going to occupy the road, but I didn't want to get my supplies cut off, because I have learned that supplies are a really sort of important thing. Okay. Get there. Not good enough, so I should have done that as a prepared attack. As you can see, we're down to 9 points, but still enough to do a prepared attack, and they still didn't collapse. And I'm going to attack there, and they're actually doing better. So I'm actually not doing so well right there. So what I will do is bring these guys here, and hit them in the flank. Still. Now, because I don't want my headquarters and other forces to be hit hard, I'm going to hit with these guys in this direction. And I should have done that as again as a prepared attack. And then we will try that and push them back. Now up here, let's see if we can attack there. Oh, they held. Well, you can see that they're calculating in all kinds of factors to these battles. It's not just sort of the old this chip attacks or these chip attacks, some base value. Quite honestly, I'm still learning, and you can see who's commanding what forces. Okay, now I'm going to be, let's see, I want to still put pressure to free up those. Okay, defending forces were scouted, so we didn't do that. So I'm going to now bring all that in together. And they retreated. Good. Not doing that well here, because I'm really starting to come up against stiff opposition. Yeah, Dan, I think I can too. I just quite honestly haven't really learned some of that. Okay, so we want to... Okay, now, again, as you may be noticing, the sort of reddish tone hexes that are have railways in them, those are unimproved railways. They are still the Soviet gauge. So we are on this one, going to come over here. And a bunch of these are on auto down here. But these are sort of like organization tote troops. So we're going to fix this, because you can sort of see it tracing back to maintain good supply. We're going to do that, and that'll be next turn. It'll be fixed, so we want to move forward there. And it takes 3 points, and we want to come to here. Fix that. And I think that's all the farther forward I want to head at this time, just because we have just the security troops there. That's pretty weak. Now let's see if we can move some of this up here. Get people in supply better. Distance from your HQ does affect your supply levels. Okay, I'm just looking out here to see if there's any units that Now, I really haven't lost much in the way of units or things. Now, again, we were this close to Moscow, but it's obviously not on the scenario, so we can't actually go in and invade that. I am, like I say, trying to cut off Leningrad here. And we're going to put some pressure on the north there. Okay, good to know, Dan. I was wondering about their areas of operation. Oh, come on. I know I'm zooming in, but okay, so now I think we are good here. Let's end the turn and see the Soviet reaction. Yes. Okay, they're delivering some supplies via air. I think maybe to spark up some partisans or something. You can see what I have anti-aircraft defending against these operations. We can see they look like losing a bomber here. Losing some more bombers. The IL-4s. Okay, yeah, on rail. Good to know, Dan. Thanks. See up here what the AI is doing. Now we're seeing what they're operationally attacking me. Okay, they push me back here. Yep, partisans. Maybe I shouldn't have moved that guy up. Uh-oh. We're gonna have a bunch of partisans here. See what we can do about some of that. Okay, and of course people can look at all the details. So you can see what losses, like this turn we lost 3 Panzer II-Cs, 2 Panzer 35Ts. This is the total permanent losses, and on down, and what the Soviets are doing. Okay, so now it's back to our turn here. Now we did note there was some oh yeah, come on, okay, and there was some partisans, so let's see if we move to here. We like maybe stomp them out. I don't know. Now hopefully here we can do coordinated attack and crush them. They pushed us back out of that one X, which is fine. They haven't really done too severe damage to us, but I want to bring in more forces like this. So you can push, but I think it's getting a little out there. Like that. Now here against this armor, I think we'll do okay. Yes, they shattered. Great. Security units are pretty weak. Yeah, I don't necessarily do recon as well as I should. I'm still learning some of this. Attack again there. So now we have this division down here cut off. Let's see if we can just crush it with this guy. Oh, they held. Wow. There we go. Keep hitting the wrong keys. Some of the stuff is counterintuitive for me. Well, again, select the one we don't want. Move the one we do want up. So we're clearing the way for more troops to follow along. Get those cavalry troops. That's good. They retreated, trying to isolate them. Okay, that didn't work as well as I'd hoped. Oh, just these guys. Oh, did I attack with the wrong unit, I think. Oh, damn. Well, still won. Now, what I'm hoping to do now here is, can we do a prepared attack? Yes. I retreated to there, but okay, so they routed back out. Hey, thanks for following the channel. I do appreciate that. Reminder to anybody watching, I really do appreciate anybody following as well as subscribing over on YouTube. Okay, I want these guys here. And let's see what we can do with just the Panthers. Oh, that was a mistake. Overconfident with my Panzers. Okay, see ya, Nagaro. Glad you were able to show up. Now let's add these and re-attack. Better odds, but still they held. Okay, push those paras back. They held too, wow, against that stack. Figured they would retreat. Paired attack, good. Now here, let's see. We need to them. They're done. Now, where do I push here or? Where's your HQ here? Okay, I'm learning to pay attention to the HQs a bit more. Okay, well now we're gonna do some more attacks here. Let's get these guys here. They're getting some air support but had to retreat. These guys come up here. Okay, they held, but let's have a pull side there. Division. Okay, and so we'll get the air units more onto the rails. Oh, these guys, well, not these guys, come over there. Now, let's see, so we've got railways prepared to there. Well, let's move to here, repair, and we come down here and repair up to there. And we don't have enough to repair more, but we will try to fix that branch as well. Okay, yeah. And these guys, I know we can't go too far, but is there a definable line? I don't know. You're right here is where their border had been. Well, let's come out here and see if we can grab all of these and prepare to attack. And they still held out. We should have bombed them. Well, we don't have any aircraft in the area. Well, let's send the cavalry around here. Maybe. Where are these guys' HQs? Oh, that's higher level HQ. Here? They just don't have HQs. You think it's the yellow line? Well, that's the sort of starting border after the Soviet defeat, where this is, they came up to, and it was here is what it was before. Okay, that will hopefully help. trying, if nothing else, to push their air power somewhere else. And their HQs somewhere else. And capture fuel, which denies them fuel and supplies. Okay, this is their headquarters. Move that forward. Okay, so they have rail repair units too. Well, okay, so here, Dan, well, looking like, well, we can still advance a little bit further. Well, notice this sort of change there. You see how I can move here, but it's this semi-russet color. That may be the border line that you're talking about. Like here. Okay, so I think this is it, Dan. See how I can move here, but it's not this color. So, or, you know, unshaded. So I'm guessing that's the thing. Well, no, that could maybe just with the Soviets. I don't know. I don't know. The Soviets have occupied or not. I'm definitely going to push a little further forward. No, that's not necessarily it. I don't know. Well, if nothing else, it's... Is it that thing, maybe? Oh, here it is. Oh, I see it, Dan. Finish no attack line. Okay, okay, so this is it. Oh, okay, now I understand. Right here. It's on the map board. Okay, so that's cool. So they can't go past that. But I can push all the way down to there with them. Well, that's great. Let's move some of these air units forward. Let's move these guys over here. Maybe they'll be able to help us with that. Okay, well, I think the next turn is going to have to wait for the next episode. So I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank you for liking the videos. I really do appreciate that. And of course, please post questions, comments, suggestions, ideas. Love hearing from you. See you next time for more, well, War in the East, Hearts of Iron. Not sure what you'll be watching next, but hope to see you then.